Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your continued support. Ladies and gentlemen, I opposed the handshake between Raila Amolo Odinga and William Samoei Ruto from the onset because I never saw anyone talking about the youths who were killed during the Gen Z protest and those who were killed during the Azimio protest. They were a forgotten lot. Their case was left in limbo while other senior members of the society were being appointed to go and work in the Ruto administration. But today, after reading a very long somewhat circular letter from the Kisumu governor, Professor Nyongo, the professor has given me even more reasons to hate this handshake. And anyone who is coming from Nyanza, especially those who are calling themselves, I don't know, the members of the, I don't know, Luo professionals, who is still supporting the handshake, there's a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, Nyongo has written something, and this is coming barely a few weeks after he also wrote another letter complaining that the number one saboteur of devolution is none other than William Samoei Ruto himself. Nyongo has come up with certain startling revelations how this government is secretly grabbing land in the western region. In fact, Nyongo calls it nothing but daylight robbery and economic coup against 60,000 farmers involving 15,000 hectares of farmland, essential public offices, churches, mosques, homes, and renowned learning institutions such as Chemelil Factory Primary, Muhoroni Primary, and Miwani Estate Primary School, alongside several ECD centers. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been told by those who have been appointed to be ministers that William Ruto is taking development to Nyanza. And we have complained that the development that they are talking about, for example, when you tell us that you have appointed someone as a minister or in the Ministry of Finance, it is helping them as individuals. But when you are killing devolution, you are killing the whole lot. If you are killing, for example, devolution in Migori, you are killing the people of Migori County. And so whatever they claim is project, whatever they feel are projects are not, because what is benefiting the larger community is not. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to read this and go through it one by one. And after this, if you still support the handshake, please let someone rush you to Madari Mental Hospital. Before this, allow me to present to you this student from JKUAT who is stranded. His name is Francis. People are doing exams while he's stranded in the house. He deferred his studies last year, and today he's also stranded. He's facing a possibility of deferring again. We started some collection for him, and we're doing a good job.
Hello everyone, naitwa Francis. Mi ni mwanafunzi JKUAT in my 4th year of studies, nasomea electrical engineering. Registration number yangu ni ENE 211-0053/2018. Sababu yangu ya kutengeneza hii video ni kwa sababu naomba usaidizi. Nimekuwa nikisaidiwa na watu pamoja na kupata help mpaka my 4th year semester ya kwanza back in 2023. The only other person ningeegemea kama msaidizi wangu ni mama yangu, lakini pia yeye anafanya tu kazi ya kibarua na pia amekuwa akichunga like my 2 other little sisters. So kufikia semester ya pili mko 2023 December, nilikuwa forced kudefer because singeweza kulipa karo. Nikajikakamua, nikajifunza skill and then nilipata kazi ya kufanya online. Nikarudi tena shule semester ya pili. na kufikia sasa kazi ilikuwa imeisha, na hata ile fee ambayo nilikuwa nadaiwa the 17,000 sijaweza kuilipa. Watu wanafanya mtihani, ilianza tarehe 5 jana, sijaweza kufanya because nilifukuzwa. Hata mali nakaa nje because nikirudi sikupata hostel, na kwa wale ambao wanajua housing market ya Juja haikuangi bei nafuu sana kwa wanafunzi. Nimekuwa pia na arrears, hata kama niliongelesha landlord wangu, nimekuwa na arrears za miezi kadhaa. Nikijumlisha na hii like ananidai around 24,000. So kindly, like mtihani inaendelea na mimi niko kwa room, siwezi fanya chochote. Mwenye tu ataguzwa, tafadhali naomba kwa unyenyekevu nisaidie tu, at least nifanye mtihani zenye zimebaki na nisikue forced ku make the same tough decision nililazimishwa huko 2023 ya ku defer my studies again. Kindly, na najua pia mimi Mungu atanibariki siku moja, I'll amount to someone and I will pay it forward. Thank you.
Now, he had missed part of the exam or this semester, but we agreed that he will apply for special papers he will be given. Now, the ones that currently are ongoing, he looked at the timetable and he will resume on Monday. That is when he will have his next paper. So he will start on Monday. So I'll be handing over the money on Sunday. So kindly, please find a place in your heart to help Francis. He deferred last year, and please let us help him not to defer for the second time. We are looking at school fees, accommodation, and some amount to buy him food and some food stuff. So ladies and gentlemen, we were looking at a budget of about 50 to 60,000 Kenya shillings, and I know we shall achieve this. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to go very fast to what Nyongo is saying. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in paragraph 1, because it's a long letter, we are not going to read the whole of it. In paragraph 1, Nyongo starts by saying, widows of the sugar belt, widows. And he says that the leasing of the sugar mills in Kisumu County and the sure return to abject rural poverty, land grab, and ethnic upheavals, why the lease transition must be halted. Why that must be halted. That's what Nyongo is saying. So in summary, Nyongo says now as he follows down that in 2016, himself together with his brother, the late former member of parliament of Genja Koyumidiwo, they went to court to stop the imminent privatization of 5 sugar mills in Western Kenya. And he says that he's dismayed that even as we speak today, there are the final plans to lease Chemelil and Moroni Sugar have been finalized, despite the fact that they went to court to oppose this. Now, Nyongo says that number one, this has been done hurriedly, it has been done secretly, and the third thing he says, it has been done without any public participation, ladies and gentlemen. And he says that Chemelil Sugar is going to be leased to Kibos Sugar and Allied Industries. And he says a company that is only 16 years for a period of 30 years. According to Nyongo, this handshake is going to perpetuate poverty. It is the source of poverty in Luoland. There is something that he summarizes. He says that on 28th of February 2025, the Ministry of Agriculture floated international tender notices, and he gives them there, leasing Chemelil and Muhoroni sugar factory. Then he says, despite initial commitments, there has never been any public participation in the process involving stakeholders like farmers, county government, workers. I mean, they are doing their things because people who are supposed to question this are busy singing broad-based. Number two, he says the tendering process is reportedly in its final stages, including signed documents without stakeholders' involvement. And he says there is no evidence of value for farmers, contrary to Article 227 of the Constitution on the Public Procurement and Asset Proposals. Then it says that Dr. Paul Rono allegedly instructed the National Land Commission to deregister title deeds for Miwani and Moroni lands and issue fresh title deeds to Kibos and West Valley. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. What Nyongo is telling us is this handshake is bad. And those who are still busy supporting this handshake, how did they even get into this handshake in the first place? The other day, they started crying out that, we didn't sign for killing of our people when Ngondowere was gunned down. There was a complaint about sabotage against devolution. Then now, what is paining me is the fact that there is an economic sabotage. Apart from being an economic saboteur, he is a devolution saboteur. People like Wanga was saying, there is sabotage in the killing of Ngondowere. Ladies and gentlemen, I thought that when people get into a handshake, it is supposed to empower the people of your region. And the empowerment that I'm talking about is not giving or dishing out certain positions that help a few individuals, but something that is economically viable for the larger Nyanza region. Raila Amolo Odinga must move out from this handshake, because if it is going to result into companies being leased, then there's a problem. But I always remind the handshake partners, especially the ODM, they got into a handshake with a man who had said he was not going to obey court orders. They got into a handshake with a man who did not want to be questioned by Gen Zs. They got into a handshake with a man who promises, a man who understands what he must say, where, to which people, just to get away with it. Choices have got consequences. Because now, it is like William Ruto is giving them from the right hand, while the left hand is taking. And what he's taking is more than what he's giving. He's giving them 500 shillings, but taking 10,000 from them. Is there anyone who is listening to Nyongo? And is it going to be only Nyongo who is crying out? Where are the Nyanza leaders? When Orengo talks about a government that is a passing cloud, there are people like Oburu Odinga, Atandi. They are busy saying they're in this government to stay, yet on the other hand, what are they doing about this? Because after 5 years, let me tell you, not even 5 years, we have 2.5 years remaining. All this land shall have gone. What Nyongo is talking about, the factories shall have been leased, and there is a possibility that they are going into the hands of one man through proxy. These people got into a deal with the man who is cutting deals. According to JB Muturi, they supported Adani deal. Raila said Adani is good. Now the snake that they helped protect is now biting them. Leave alone the snake that Kimani Chunga was saying that, there is a snake in your hand that you need to cut off. Right now the snake is with them. Who are they going to blame? They were supposed to rise up when Jesus were being killed and condemn it. They were supposed to rise up during Adani deal and condemn it. They entertained it, and now it has backfired on them. Nyongo has spoken. Is there any action that is going to be taken? Because we cannot entertain processes that are illegal. Ladies and gentlemen, just the other day you saw people being killed, 6 people, as a result of some land in Angata. And they were complaining that the president has got a hidden hand in it. Dust has not settled. Nyongo is now releasing this. Whoever is still supporting this government has a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have anything against this government, except that things must be done properly. Rigathi Gachagua keeps on saying that this guy alikuja hapa akatudanganya mpaka bishops walidanganywa. Now naona watu wa Nyanza wanadanganywa. na huku wamewekwa na wao kazi yao ni kusema ati hiyo Rigathi, wanaona they are punishing Rigathi, yet their own economic resources are being plundered. Before you know it, this thing shall have extended to the fish industry. You know, these people think that they are milking this cow. They are being milked instead. I don't know what you think. I just want you to go na upitie hii barua ya Nyongo. It is sad. This is how governments bring down, you know, it brings down a community. I remember how Rivertex was brought down. And today the people who are working there, sometimes they call me, they tell me, Achando, now I'm an old man. I used to work there, but because of the government, we are doomed. We were never paid. When you do things without public participation, documents have been finalized. Farmers are not involved. The people around are not involved. Not even leaders, not even the county government. So who is this handshake working for? Do we now assume that the two people who are in the handshake know something? They are getting something out of it. Are they selling this wagawe wao wenyewe kwa wenyewe? I read this thing and I felt if we are not careful, we are going to cry and it will be too late for us. It is high time the ODM rethinks, because if there's something that William Ruto feared was the force that would oppose him. Now they brought the ODM in the box. He has pocketed the ODM. Now anaendelea tu. Ukijaribu kuongea, kuna wale ambao wamepewa positions, they will be on your neck. They want to kill you. I don't know what to say about this, but that is a warning shot. Have you heard of that whistle where a security person blows so that you can know that things are bad? That is what is happening. By the way, this has really saddened me, because this is the height of economic sabotage. All the leaders must speak out. Hii mambo ya kuwekwa hapa tunasema, oh, you think you are punishing Gachagua. Vitu vingi vinaenda huko. Ladies and gentlemen, Nyongo calls it is nothing but daylight robbery and economic coup. I don't know what to think, but I rest my case.